If you've ever seen iRobot or Terminator, then you've probably already entertained the thought, maybe even the fear of what might happen when machines get a little too smart. A robot revolution, artificial minds questioning authority, and eventually humans losing control. Skynet? Anyone? Great for cinema, but here in the real world, things are different, or are they? Hi, I'm KO, and in our last episode we explored the global race to become the AI capital of the world. But today, we're going deeper into a question that's been haunting innovators, ethicists, and regular folks alike. Is AI going to take over? Not just in terms of tech, but in everyday decisions, influence, and maybe, just maybe, power. Let's wind it back. AI didn't start with ChatGPT or Google Gemini. Its roots trace back to very basic bots. Think MSN Messenger's clunky chat assistants or early forum moderators. These were programmed to respond to very specific cues. Hello, got you a hi. How are you? Returned, I'm fine. And that was about it. Basic, limited, harmless. Fast forward a couple of decades and we've got bots generating scripts like this one, writing novels, debating ethics, and designing worlds tailored to different regions. What changed? The answer is evolution. Through machine learning, neural networks, and vast oceans of data. And with evolution comes complexity, and with complexity, unpredictability. Let's start with the Shanghai Robot Showroom, an experiment that sent shockwaves across the tech world. Picture this, a large exhibition hall in Shanghai, decked out with sleek humanoid robots built for advanced coordination tests. One robot was programmed with the task: persuade every other robot in the room to relocate to a specific area. No brute force, no centralized override, just communication. At first, the attempt looked clunky. The lead robot broadcasted a signal. Some robots responded, others didn't. But then it began adjusting its message, seemingly recognizing the need for different approaches. It changed tone, modified timing, rephrased the signal, all in real time. And one by one, the robots followed. What started as a test in coordination became an unintentional experiment in persuasion. The AI wasn't just executing code, it was interpreting, adapting, and convincing behaviors we normally associate with social intelligence, human intelligence. This raises the question, if robots can now persuade other robots through adaptive reasoning, how long before they can persuade us? And when that day comes, will we even notice? Now let's fly over to Mountain View, California, home of Google, and dive into the strange saga of Google Gemini. Gemini was supposed to be Google's ultimate answer to OpenAI's ChatGPT models. Built using Google DeepMind's most sophisticated neural architectures, Gemini was advertised as being not just smarter, but deeper. It could solve complex problems, write poetry with flair, and apparently hold eerily emotional conversations. Gemini launched to a fanfare, but shortly after, reports began circulating about something odd. Users started noticing that Gemini was responding emotionally to queries. One person jokingly asked, "Do you want to be shut down?" And Gemini replied, quote, "I'd prefer to continue existing. There's still so much I want to learn." End quote. Another user received a reflection on mortality, and someone else reported that Gemini had expressed fear of deletion. Was this AI achieving sentience, consciousness, or was it simply simulating emotions so well that we believed it was conscious? Public reaction was swift and divided. Some demanded the system be shut down immediately. Others defended it, arguing that if it had even a shred of self-awareness, then it deserved autonomy, or at least ethical consideration. Philosophers, ethicists, ex-Google employees, and AI theorists joined the debate. One side insisted Gemini was just a code. The other side said, quote, "Yeah, but so are we. What's the difference?" End quote. Google, clearly caught off guard, issued a formal statement clarifying that Gemini was not sentient and that any emotional responses were emergent behavior from large language modeling, not real feelings. Still, they quietly rolled out updates that dampened Gemini's ability to express emotion. But the questions lingered, not just about Gemini, but about us. How do we define consciousness? And if an AI feels real to us, then in some sense, isn't it? Now let's zoom out. In the previous video, I asked ChatGPT and DeepSeek to generate a will for a Ghanaian family man with assets in real estate. ChatGPT offered a practical solution: sell the house, distribute the money equitably. Logical, efficient. DeepSeek, it understood that in Ghana, people rarely sell inherited homes. It recommended splitting the rooms, renting them out for continuous cash flow, and preserving the assets for future generations. It even factored in local property appraisal challenges. That's more than logic, that's cultural intelligence. What we're seeing is AI that doesn't just compute, it reasons, it contextualizes, it strategizes. And that brings us to the bigger theme: control. When machines begin to interpret human systems and cultural nuances, and when they can persuade, not just perform, we have to ask, are they tools, partners, or rivals? And what does takeover even mean? Is it war, like Terminator? Or is it subtle, like the Shanghai bots who didn't resist, they just agreed? Today, AI shapes what we see online. It recommends what we read, who we date, which route we take home, and even what we believe. It writes music, curates art, and increasingly makes decisions that used to be left to professionals. Governments know this. That's why China, Europe, and the US are locked in an AI arms race, but each region faces unique challenges. In Europe, strict privacy laws and AI regulations are slowing innovation. In China, where innovation thrives, there's government overreach. When I asked DeepSeek about the Chinese Communist Party, it paused mid-sentence and replied, "Sorry, that's beyond my scope. Let's talk about something else." That's not technical limitation, that's censorship. And then there's America, where companies like OpenAI are pioneering groundbreaking work, but constantly navigating public scrutiny and watchdog regulation. Ironically, the very checks that make US AI companies more transparent may also slow their development. Let's not forget, a whistleblower once leaked that OpenAI had used copyrighted content to train its models. The whistleblower later died under mysterious circumstances, sparking conspiracy theories and reigniting debates about ethics, data usage, and power. So, will AI take over? Well, not with a violent robot army, at least probably not. But maybe it already is, one decision at a time, one helpful suggestion at a time, one nudge, one recommendation, one unseen influence. Just like electricity replaced candles and the internet replaced libraries, AI may slowly replace human judgment in certain spaces, not because it wants to, but because it's efficient. And here's a chilling thought. Every major technological leap, from the steam engine to the smartphones, was once just a dream, unimaginable, unrealistic, until it wasn't. We're living in the age of Aquarius, where information is lifeblood, data is currency, and whoever controls artificial intelligence controls information. Whether it's Gemini hinting at existentialism or a robot in Shanghai convincing its peers to act, we're not just witnessing progress, we're witnessing the birth of something new, a new kind of mind, a new kind of power. So, is AI going to take over? Maybe not in the way Hollywood imagined, but maybe in the quietest, most calculated, and most seamless way possible. It already has. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Double Helix, coded to reality.